How do I stop being a rude person? Have you ever thought that? Being rude causes immediate and lasting damage. It destroys relationships, degrades your reputation, and limits professional growth. It creates hostile environments that lower productivity, increases stress, and often triggers reciprocal hostility or passive aggression. Ultimately, it isolates you and alienates those around you. Friends, family, and peers may distance themselves. It can lead to being excluded from social circles, events, or group activities. To stop being rude, implement a 3-second pause before you speak to filter your thoughts, actively listen to others to build empathy, and monitor your tone and body language. Becoming a more polite and approachable person requires retraining how you react to stressful situations. Follow these highly actionable strategies. Master the pause and think. Count to 3, before replying to someone, take a brief breath. This prevents you from blurting out impulsive, reactive thoughts. Filter your words, ask yourself, is what I'm about to say necessary, true, and kind? If the answer is no, keep it to yourself. Watch your volume. Nervousness can cause you to speak faster or louder, which can be perceived as aggressive. Focus on keeping a steady, moderate pace and volume. 2. Check your communication habits. Ditch the sarcasm and gossip. Even if meant as a joke, sarcasm can feel insulting. Gossip often makes others view you as untrustworthy or negative. Avoid accusatory language. Try to avoid starting sentences with the word you, e.g., you always do this, as it puts people on the defensive. Instead, frame feedback around your own feelings. I feel overwhelmed when. Do not monopolize the conversation. Make sure you are asking questions and letting others share their thoughts rather than just talking about yourself. 3. Manage your internal stress. Identify your triggers. Recognize the situations or emotions that make you snap. If you feel stressed, angry, or overstimulated, step away from the interaction rather than externalizing your frustration. Regulate your nervous system. Use deep breathing, take a quick walk, or channel your energy into an outlet like journaling or exercise to cool down before interacting with others. 4. Apologize when you mess up. Take accountability. If you catch yourself being short or disrespectful, own up to it immediately without making excuses. Keep it simple. A quick, "I'm sorry, I was being impatient and I didn't mean to come across that way," goes a long way in repairing a relationship. What does "stop being rude" mean? To stop being rude means to change your behavior and language so that you are no longer impolite, disrespectful, or hurtful to others. What it means to be rude. Being rude usually involves violating basic social manners or ignoring the feelings of the people around you. Common examples include using a harsh, dismissive, or aggressive tone, interrupting others while they are speaking, making negative, sarcastic, or insensitive jokes, ignoring social cues or dismissing other people's time and boundaries. How to stop being rude. To correct this behavior, focus on practicing basic empathy and communication skills. Use polite language. Consistently use "please," "thank you," and "excuse me." Watch your tone. Even if your message is truthful, how you deliver it matters. Avoid speaking down to people or using an elevated volume. Listen actively. Let people finish their thoughts before you respond, and try not to dominate the conversation. Be respectful of time. Avoid being dismissive of others' schedules. Good manners are important when you want to get along well with people and make friends. But it's not always easy to know for sure whether you're coming across as rude or inconsiderate. This may be for several reasons. For example, if you haven't had much practice in social settings or find it hard to read body language, you may not realize that your behavior isn't appropriate. Rudeness can take many forms, but rude behaviors have one thing in common: they show a lack of respect for other people. Examples of rude behavior include ignoring someone when they greet you, using vulgar language that makes people around you uncomfortable, and arriving late for an appointment with no explanation. In this article, you'll learn how to not be disrespectful and rude around others. 1. Listen carefully when someone is talking. If someone gets the impression that your mind is somewhere else during the conversation or that you're just waiting for your turn to speak rather than actively listening to what they are saying, you'll come off as rude. When someone is talking to you, use your body language to signal interest. Lean forward slightly, nod when they make a point, and maintain eye contact. Ask someone to clarify something if you're not sure what they mean, instead of just hoping that it wasn't anything important. Do not look at your phone during a conversation. Don't be too hasty to fill silences. Give the other person a chance to gather their thoughts. Respect other people's boundaries. Everyone has the right to set boundaries in their relationships. If you ignore someone's boundaries, other people might think you are being rude or even that you're a bully. For example, if your friend dislikes being touched, don't try to hug them. If your parents don't like to talk about politics with you, find other topics to discuss. If your coworker says they like to spend their coffee breaks alone, don't try to draw them into a conversation. If you aren't sure whether you're about to cross a boundary, ask. This may be for several reasons. For example, if you haven't had much practice in social settings or find it hard to read body language, you may not realize that your behavior isn't appropriate. Offer some pointers to help them come up with a solution. This shows that you are genuinely invested in solving the problem, not just criticizing them for the sake of it. Stay mindful of your body language, try not to fold your arms, frown, or tap your fingers impatiently. Set yourself high standards around rude people. It's usually easier to be polite to someone if they are nice to you in return. Staying polite when you have to deal with an annoying or disrespectful person can be very difficult. You might think, why should I be nice to them? They're being rude to me. But if you absolutely must interact with them, you need to stay civil. Try reframing the situation. Instead of telling yourself, I hate being polite to annoying people, try saying, I am a polite person who behaves appropriately in challenging social situations. Take pride in staying calm and dignified. Don't take other people for granted. If you don't thank people for the things they do for you, you may come across as rude and entitled. Say, thank you, when someone makes your life easier. For example, thank your partner when they clean up, even when it's their turn. Acknowledge your coworkers when they help you with a project. Say, thank you, when your friends listen to you talk about a problem. Say, thank you, to service staff. Be particularly careful that you aren't taking your friends and relatives for granted. It's easy to assume that your partner, your parents, or your best friends will always want to help you out. But their patience will probably wear out eventually if you don't show them any appreciation or repeatedly ask them for favors without giving anything back. Learn to control irritation and anger. You may be more likely to come across as rude when angry or upset. These type of gestures, practice, and gratitude will keep you grounded and make you a more humble person.